Hey, honey.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey everybody, it's Sunday and you know what that means. It's the Geeky Grind here on the Board Barista channel. I'm your Board Barista Fen, and this is my show where I talk about my journey in the gaming hobby. Don't know, I'm a D&D player, 40k player, pretty much my top two games right now. So I do a lot of miniature painting, and this week I got a lot of stuff painted. So let's take a look at the painting table and show you what I got done. And then, after that, we're going to be talking about 10th edition 40k. Alright, the painting table. A lot less gray plastic sitting around in here, although there is a box, there's a tray. Still got a bunch of my AdMech units to paint. Oh, I hope those did not break. Yeah, everything likes to catch every once in a while. Yeah, I got my box with my knight, and my pipe terrain, and my sister's tank, and a bunch of other stuff that I'm planning on base coating metal. And then scattered throughout the tray up here is just the stuff that I still haven't gotten to yet. Got my penitent engine, my destroyers, my tech priest engine seers, all tied up with my sisters and their jetpacks. I hate these flight stand minis. They always love to fall over. It's amazing and awkward. But yeah, this is just stuff that I need to get based, and then AdMech stuff needs to get finished. Lieutenant still needs to get painted up for the Crimson Fist. But what I got painted, I got 3 Seraphim, and these ones have the hand flamers on them. I got 7 Sisters of Battle. Let's go with the 3 that are up here. Finishes off the Imperium magazine, along with my 2 Actually, wait, there's supposed to be 3 Repentia, 2 Arcoflagellants. Got my terrain all done. Also got some of the box of the Rampart City Ruins. I got the clear plastic upgrade spurs, so I got a little weird painted up Tyranid theme, little crystal and some sort of like bug thing and little portal, bug portal. These can just be used as little narrative fluff pieces for games. Was able to get my squad of Repentia stand-in. Also going to use them for D&D. They're just like, you know, assassin, armed with swords and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool. Nice little NPCs for D&D games / counts as if I need another squad of Repentia to be proxied up. Crimson Fist finally got their chaplain. He's all set up. Also, the gunner for the Sisters Castigator is all painted up. Again, it's just base coat painted. Definitely the bases are still rough. I need to finish those up, but at least the minis are done. Just need to go over with some washes and get them all set. But you don't want to look at minis all night, so let's talk about 10th edition. So yeah, 10th edition on the horizon, coming up soon. 9th edition, bit of a lame duck. I mean, we got the balanced data slate earlier this week. Nothing really for my Imperial Fist or my Crimson Fist. We're still going to be trashed here. Space Marines. The nerf to the Devastator Doctrine part of Codex Warfare, basically making it so we can't stay in Devastator
well, we can stay in Devastator all game, but we're not going to be able to score all 15 points off that secondary. We're only going to get maxed out at 5. I mean, it tones down the Iron Hands because the Iron Hands want to be a heavy weapons Space Marine chapter. The Imperial Fist and the Crimson Fist, we want to also have our bolters, so I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Got to play some games, find out, but without a dedicated, hey, Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist, you get a little something. I don't think it's going to be enough to really put everything into the competitive bracket. Do love so probably those Space Marines are going to end up just basically being like first time draftees into the Watch. Death Watch got a great bonus with their secondary change of making it so instead of being like, oh, I got to wipe out an entire battle force battlefield roll in my opponent's army, I just need to I can be like, okay, so I got to blow up a transport, I got to blow up a troop, and I got to blow up an elite, and I get 9 points. And that takes it from being like, I got to blow up everything of this one, battlefield roll in order to get 5, to being, that's a lot more doable. We can pull that off. And yeah, I think if somebody's just bringing like one transport, then it becomes a little bit better. We can definitely blow up a rhino for 5 points, kill a troop unit for another 5 points, and then gun down an elite or a Devastator squad and call it a day and be like, oh, look, see, we got 14 points. No, we got 11 points right there because we get 5 for blowing up their only rhino, 3 for killing a. Like, say if I fight my Crimson Fit, my Death Watch versus my Sister of Battle, blow up a rhino, then get a unit of Battle Sisters, and then hopefully clear a Pencha unit, because those things are gonna die, but they're also going to kill. So if I could get those, then I can get 11 primary. I can get 11 on a secondary. That's decent. So I really think Death Watch came out of all the Space Marine chapters from the Battle State of Sleep being better, but I don't think we're going to see the real Imperial Fist, Crimson Fist actually be good until 10th edition, if at all. I mean, I've suffered through 8th edition, 9th edition with my chosen armies not being the best, and I think the changes to vehicles and the changes to weapons, ranges are becoming shorter, so I've got a lot of las cannons on my Imperial Fist. Got a lot of rockets, so if those actually scale and become better than plasma and become the real anti-vehicle and anti-tank type stuff, and really the long-range weapons that you need because everything's getting that shorter range, that I think I could see the Imperial Fist becoming better, especially being a more well-rounded army, having the whole fact that my bolters and melta-guns and all those things back up my long-range firepower. I think 10th edition might be the place where it's going to shine. And I love those changes. I also love the changes to vehicle toughness. Knights have been very much they haven't been as durable as they should feel, with just the weapons just being, everything I face is like Strength 8, Strength 9, Overcharged Plasma, Giant stuff. It's like, okay. I can see, couple of games I played Iron Hands versus Knights, I was tabled by turn 3 every time. I know I'm just a new Knights player. I haven't really mastered everything yet. The list was a little subpar. I mean, I didn't have any of the thermal cannons to be able to do some good punch, but they're still Knights. Knights should be tougher. Knights should be harder to shift. They should be big, hulking monstrosities of war, carnage engines. And they're not, because of all the power creep and the fact that toughness and strength on weapons just kind of like, there's not a bigger range. There's not a difference between trying to take down a knight with bolter fire than trying to take down a knight with a lot of other weapons in the game. They're like strength 5, strength 6. You're just like, hey, look, I can do this. Or if you get just a souped up power fist or thunder hammer or something like that on somebody, and it's not really all that different. I mean, basically, like almost everything in the game that's strength 5 or better is like, I wounded knight on a 5+. I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that needs a 6 in order to wound a knight. There's lots of ways to get to the point where you can be wounding on knights on 4s or 5s. So I want to see that change. And I think that's going to come by switching around the weapons and having stuff be, hey, look, this is a high-powered, long-range weapon, which means you're going to be able to shoot your knights with it, but against almost everything else in the game, it's kind of trash. So I feel like we're going to see a lot more balance, a lot more trying to be well-rounded. And that brings me into a lot of my other thoughts on 10th edition. I think we're going to see, like we're already seeing a lot of stuff from Kill Team being brought into this edition, into this new edition of the game. The fact that all the rules for your factions are going to be on 2 pages. The fact that is saying the character upgrades, the relics and warlord traits, those are getting downgraded in number. So there are going to be a lot more. The universal keyword, special rules. Everything I've seen of this so far is just like, it smells like Kill Team. And I'm okay with, Kill Team and 40K being in sync together again. They were in sync together with 9th edition and 2018 Kill Team, and the 2 games felt a lot alike. It was very easy in order to teach new players how to play Kill Team, and then scale it up into full-scale battles of 40K. That's actually how me and my friend Damien started growing the community up in Holton. Before the new shop opened up, at the old shop, we used to just do Kill Team nights, and every once in a while we'd play a big battle, but we could get a lot more people playing Kill Team than we could, because we could loan them out armies. The thing we loved doing was like the combat patrol, starter box versus starter box type games, and seeing that become a thing in 10th edition is going to be awesome. I think there's a potential for smaller scale, like F&M, Friday Night Magic, once a week, combat patrol tournaments where it's like, okay, you got 30 minutes to play out this battle. You got, like 30 minutes or an hour to be able to play out a match with just, 14 minis on the table, small scale, break up the terrain, do really cool, like fast-paced tournaments at a Kill Team size board with, about double the models. I really hope that 10th edition pushes that more. I think it's cool. My favorite out of all of the combat patrols is actually the Death Watch one, which I have built as Crimson Fist. And trust me, that Kill Team slaps. It slaps. I'll probably do a deeper dive into that when we get closer to 10th edition being released. One of the other things, back to talking about 10th edition and Kill Team, the data slate abilities, the fact that a lot of stuff is all baked in, and then you've got just your generic strats, and then you got your faction specific stratagems. I think that's going to make the game simpler. It's going to make the games more fast paced. You're not going to have to sit there and try to figure out, well, what I know I got a stratagem to be able to pull off this trick. What's that do again? Flip, 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 flip. Yeah. It's having everything on 2 pages or your data sheets, so much less rule keeping. But of course, this is 40K, which basically means like when we get new codexes and books coming out, yeah, we're gonna start having to flip through a bunch of stuff, unless they go the Kill Team route. And you know how we get new Kill Teams, we get a book, we get some terrain, we get 2 Kill Teams to verse each other. I don't know. Part of me thinks that like that might be the way to go for 40K. It's worked pretty good for Kill Team. I think having like these different bespoke armies that are like, hey, listen, it's coming out. It's like this faction version, like the versus boxes. You just every time they release a versus box, you get this army, and your mini codex that covers both of those armies, and you just play with that, and then you're like, oh yeah, I can have my index, or I can have this battle box, and they can release instead of doing when they get to a certain point and they're like, oh, we got a bunch of these, we'll just do it annual. And I like that model. I like that idea. I also like this soft cover rule books, like a bunch of hardcover rule books you got to carry around versus just a couple soft covers. They're this thick with some missions and, you know, all that stuff. Oof. That's another 10th edition wish list item. I like Kill Team because Kill Team does a lot of the table setups in the books. The missions have a unique board layout. It's all matched the different types of terrain that you have, that you can put these boards together, and you're playing on the same board at any place that's playing that same mission. I know there's a lot of uniqueness and fun, and there's a lot of complex strategy that comes with player place terrain and all that stuff, but I would just really I would like to have some board setups in the core rules. I would love to see Games Workshop be a little bit more hands-on with, this is how you set up a table. You know, you need this many of this type of, you know, give a list of like, you're going to need 4 armored containers, 2 small buildings, 2 large buildings, a set of forest pieces, and this is a terrain setup. This is how to, a basic terrain kit, how to put it together. You could still end up making and building a bunch of your own terrain, but just like some universal rules, so when you go to events, you can be a little bit more prepared. And also people putting together events can actually have like some more guidance. And yeah, it's another one of my wish list items. So I talked about how I want terrain. I want some more stuff like Kill Team. I want. Just trying to check my notes, see what else I might want in here. Oh, definitely. One thing I really wish, it also goes back to terrain. I want fortifications to be better in 10th edition. I like the idea of you brought a specific piece of terrain to be in your army. It's a centerpiece. It's the thing that you want to use. And they just kind of suck. And maybe some universal rules for terrain setups and board layouts, and making it not suck might work. But that's a lot of pipe dream type stuff. But big thing, I really hope that Hatchet Parts Works gets their stuff in gear, so we don't have the problem that we have right now with the Imperium magazine with its future edition. Because trust me, this is all conspiracy tinfoil hat thinking right now, but I'm like, there's gonna be another Imperium magazine. We had it for 8th edition with Death Guard versus Space Marines, and everybody could get their hands on all those new minis nice and cheap. We had it with 9th edition with Necrons versus Space Marines with a little bit of AdMech and Sisters backup. So it's not going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. We're going to have Space Marines versus Tyranids, but the problem is right now that Imperium magazine, I think I'm on issue 50 right now, which means they've gone to issue 90. Where I'm on 50, I'm in the mid 50s right now. So I've got like 36, yeah, 54 I think was the last one I got. So I got 56 more issues. No, 36 more issues of Imperium magazine to come out. Now I get 4 issues a month. And that means I've still got another 9 months worth of Imperium magazines that are going to be showing up in my mailbox. And we only got, probably at best, 3 months left of 9th edition. Which means there's still, like, till January, I'm going to be getting magazines with models, with rules that are 9th edition rules and not 10th edition rules. And we've got players out there that have probably learned how to play and built their collections through, the Imperium magazine, and they're going to get stuck with the whole thing of, like, getting that really cool new mini, going down to the shop, being ready to play, and somebody going, those are 9th edition rules. Nobody's playing 9th edition anymore. We're 10th edition now. They're going to be like, what? But I bought all this stuff, and I gotta buy a new book. Do you have your 9th edition stuff? Can you pull? No, man. Threw all my 9th edition stuff in the bonfire as soon as I bought my starter set. I'm good. But you can download everything offline. Oh, okay. Well, I gotta relearn everything. It's feel bad moments. And I think if Imperium magazine next time around they release the same time as the UK issues, keep those to the US and UK distribution at the same time, we won't have the problem, because the UK edition is going to wrap up before 10th edition releases, and the UK players aren't going to have that problem of, all my rules are outdated, but I'm still getting outdated rules in my magazine in the mail. So yeah, and I think they're trying their best to limit feel bad situations. One of the things I've noticed, especially when they release the new rules for weapons, you no longer suffer a penalty to hit if you moved with a heavy weapon. You actually get a bonus to hit if you stay still. Firing with an assault weapon after you advanced, you no longer get a negative to that. You're just able to do it. So I think they're looking to try to take a lot of the negatives out of it. I think probably our dense cover is going to end up being like a bonus to your toughness instead of a minus to their chance to hit you. I think that's going to be a change. I think we're going to see like a lot of stuff where it's like, oh yeah, you get benefits. They're not negatives here. Negatives are going to be really rare. It's probably going to be like death guards, negative to toughness because they're diseased, filthy, nasty boys smelling like dookie coming in too close to you. I think probably like minuses to leadership, the leadership debuffs, those will probably stay there, but I think we're going to see a lot less negatives in general rules, so that way people can be like, oh yeah, no, if I do this, I can't do this, and if I do this, I can't do this, oh wait, but if I do this and I get a benefit, that's awesome. So I think they're going to try to spin it, again, for those new players, those people that just play because they've picked up Imperium magazines. I think they're going to do good by them, and we're going to have things being able to shrug off wounds. We're going to have no minuses to your dice rolls, or very few minuses to your dice rolls. The fact that they talked about how stratagems are more reactionary than proactionary, I think it's definitely going to be something to be like, hey, listen, I feel like this version of the game is going to be very much like, ooh, I get to do something. Or it's like, well, I can only do this if I do this. It's like, no, you get to go, your cool unit gets to do its cool thing whenever it needs to do its cool thing. But if you're in a situation where you're like, oh, shoot, we need to pull something out of the back door, that's when you're going to reach into your stratagems. You're going to go, okay, save me, spend a CP, get out of jail free, and yeah. So personally, I'm looking forward to 10th. I'd love to get some more 9th edition games in before the big switch, but buried under a lot of work and stuff right now with the channel, with some creative projects and other stuff going around. So yeah, but gonna do my best. Make sure I get these Geeky Grind videos out to you every week. And yeah, no, if you're hyped, if you're excited, looking forward to 10th edition, leave me a comment. What are you most excited about happening in 10th edition? Where do you think the game's going to go? Do you think it's going to be basically 2,000 point kill team? What do you think? I know there's a lot of stuff there's still a lot of rules that don't port over from kill team to big 40k, but I think it's going to have a lot more of the same flavor coming at us. So that is going to be good. Love that kill team flavor. I wish I got to play more games of kill team, but sadly, I'm always busy. So I'll find the time. All right, I'm out of here. Done rambling. Peace.